Hello everyone, my name is Steven Steele and welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a while since I uploaded. It's been a couple of months since I played World of Tanks and uploaded anything on this channel about World of Tanks, and I decided to get back into it, and I had a really amazing game in this vehicle right away. Well, not really amazing, but pretty damn decent. So I decided to review it, and it is the AMX 30B, so we're gonna get into that. First of all, starting off with the armor model as we always do. So yeah, let's get right into it. So 30B armor model, yeah, you're a French tank and you're a French medium tank. Those two things together make for a complete piece of paper. Like, this is ricochet. Sure, this front is ricochet in an angle like this, but then your entire side is just gonna be given away, and no, these are all going to pen, trust me, all of them. You do have a pretty decent upper plate if you're slightly above somebody. This is 55, so it does auto bounce even heavy tanks, which is nice, but shots can bounce into the turret, which could be a problem. And generally this armor is just completely unreliable, not worth relying on, let's put it that way. This is auto bounce, but it's 40mm, so heavy tanks will auto pen this, but medium tanks actually won't. So you can get some bounces like in these angles, but still it's pretty uncommon for you to take a lot of damage in this and actually survive doing so. Talking about the turret is quite a bit better, I guess. It has obvious 40, 30 armor zones. This is all paper, but this gun mantlet is as troll as you can possibly ask for. So you get some 150 here, which is obviously terrible, and this is not a gun mantlet supposed to have good armor, but then out of the blue you get 270, 240, here 390 ricochet. Nice. Such armor values, man. This turret is, this gun mantlet at least, is full of surprises. It does some really retarded shit, especially once you start using your good gun depression. This gets some really weird armor values right around here, where like other paper medium tanks don't really have a good turret, and this one kind of actually more or less does. So I'm not saying it's gonna save your ass, but you do get some moments where there's like this huge hole in your gun mantlet and there's no actual hole behind it, because you know that it didn't pen, it only penned your gun mantlet and not the armor behind it, because 429 random armor, very strong. So yeah, generally the tank is obviously trash in terms of armor. The side is bad, the back, the rear is not, the back and the rear is, all of it is bad. The top is terrible. RT will fuck this thing over, but you get some stupid gun mantlet values. So really, for a tank like this, that's really all you can ask for. So talking about the gun elevation and depression, or the constraints as it says here, we have 20 on elevation, which is really nice. Never is that gonna fail you. And we have 8 on the depression, which is not epic, but it does do a pretty good job, and I really like 8 degrees. 8 degrees is sort of for me the comfort zone, so I really like it on this vehicle. But yeah, that's it for the armor and stuff review. Let's get to the garage. So this is it. This is the 30B itself in the garage, in all its glory. To be serious though, I really like some of the details on this design. And I'm not even playing in highest quality setting. I'm playing like average, but this tank looks really good. So starting off with the firepower. Firepower is pretty important for these type of vehicles, and we're gonna look at the gun. So the gun is the French 105mm gun, same gun you get on the tier 9. So if you still have the tier 9, you'll know exactly what this gun is all about. It gets rate of fire 6.74, which is below average for tier 10 mediums, and I mean below pretty much all of the mediums except for like 2 of them. And this is actually really unfortunate, but at the same time there's something to understand about this vehicle. This is not a vehicle that goes ham specifically. This vehicle does not just go ham like a retard and expect to win like a typical Russian vehicle. This is a vehicle that needs to support its allies, and the gun kind of reflects that. The penetration is 260, which is alright. It's not great, but it's good enough. Shell speed, you cannot see it in the game actually, but the shell speed on this gun is above average, so it's really nice. You get to snipe really well with this, and most important, this dispersion of 0.3 is the best you're gonna get at tier 10 among these mediums. There are a lot of mediums out there with less accuracy than this. This is really accurate, and the aiming time of 2.1 is also really nice. Another thing to note, again, you cannot see it in game, but there's another stat about this thing that's interesting. The turret traversing stat is really interesting, not because of how fast it traverses, which is just average, but the gun does not lose a lot of accuracy when traversing the turret. It actually loses quite little. So this gun tends to be really accurate if you're in a good position and you just, you turn your turret a little bit, you fire, you can pull off real quick shots quite accurately with this gun. And considering you can pull your shots quicker than an average tier 10 vehicle, you tend to not lack too much in the reload as long as you you get those shots to hit properly, obviously. But in general, that's why I kind of really like this vehicle. And yeah, it really makes for a good medium tank. In terms of mobility, we're getting, not survivability, mobility, we're getting a pretty good power to weight of almost 20. Good traverse as well. The traverse is like 48, I believe. Yeah, it's 48 degrees. It's obviously boosted a bit by my better crew. My crew is pretty decent on this, so that's nice. Top speed 65, really nice. And the reverse top speed 23, which is also nice. Generally this vehicle is not the fastest, but it is among the faster ones, and once you catch the speed, the 65 top speed is really gonna keep you at like almost top speed, which is really great. 65 is the highest you can get in the game, so as long as you reach it, you're gonna go faster than every other vehicle, which is good. Repositioning in this vehicle with its great accuracy and pretty good pulling shots potential, I guess. Repositioning is pretty important in this, and it is what a support medium should be doing a lot. And that's about it. I can talk about the concealment, but yeah, the camouflage values on this vehicle are somewhat above average. They're better than a Leopard 1, for example, so it can sit quite well hidden within a bush. And one thing to note, by the way, is this cupola, this huge bucket of a cupola. It's obviously a weak spot, but because it's so big and because it's on top of your tank, actually it allows you to spot some vehicles really well when you're around ridge lines. When you're peeking over ridge lines with just your cupola, you can actually spot pretty well. Which is nice. I don't have the greatest view range on this, but still it does help, and it adds to the tank's potential. But that's it. That's all there is to talk about with this vehicle in the garage. Let's just get into the game and watch some action. So here we are, playing on Muravanka in a tier 10 game with our tier 10 vehicle. Not too many tier 10s. I guess it's pretty balanced. We both teams have 5 tier 10 vehicles, which is pretty alright. So starting off with a few more stats, 1900 hit points is what this vehicle gets, which is 50 below average. Slightly unfortunate, but not that big of a deal. 410 meter view range, which is a pretty average value and decent enough. View range, signal range I mean, nobody cares about signal range anyway. And yeah, that's pretty much it that I wanted to talk about. So whatever, about this game. As I said, keep in mind I hadn't played in like 1.5 months. When I played this game. It's actually been 1.5 months now I think about it. So yeah, I'm going to make some mistakes and I'm going to explain why I made those and what I did to make up for them, basically. So I hope you guys will learn a lot from that. I do think you can. So starting off with this flank, not my favorite position, but I was hoping to stop some of their early pushes when I saw the Batchat. Especially I wanted to get some early damage into him, but he got early damage into me because I missed out on the opportunity, and he was just faster. Batchat is just really fast. So right away R113 right there, which is one of our tier 10 vehicles, he's gonna get fucked, and that is actually really bad for us. This entire flank kind of relied on him being like our heavy tank, even though he's the 113 is like a mix between a medium and a heavy. Our flank relied on him as our only heavy, as we only have a Conqueror and a Lowe sitting here, and those two vehicles are armorless. So now we don't have any like tanky tanks, no tanks that can actually take up hits well, and that's going to be a real big issue, and our Lowe and Conqueror are going to die really quickly because they are both pretty terrible tanks in terms of armor. So yeah, so I'm really not getting my shots here, which is a bit unfortunate. And as I said, like the early stage of this game I made mistakes and I just made stupid shots as well. This shot is pretty decent though, so that's nice, but just in general, my play here is gonna go from decent to just worse and worse. And it starts off with this moment, which is great driving on my part. This is some pro player shit. This is exactly what you guys expect to see in a video from me. So there you go, there you have it. You're a little bit of retarded comedy. So their mediums are pushing into our flank and we have nothing. We have a few campers, that's nice, yay, they can protect us, but that's it, you know, we don't really have much else. There's no tank that's gonna spot those guys. I'm running away right now because I don't think I'm gonna be very effective. I've been messing up my shots so far into this game. I've been messing up pretty badly, right? I've not traded my health very well as I'm already on 60%, and the shots I'm getting here from these guys are gonna get from like okay to just worse and worse, and at one point just terrible. Like This shot is quite alright. I could have made this shot if I hadn't shot like an absolute retard. There's obviously a house there, for fuck's sake, but I didn't see it. So there you go. That's what happens when you don't play for too long. And this, again, my lead here was just off. I mean, he did go down there, down the bump, so maybe I couldn't have had the shot with my reload, but still, like, that was not a great shot. But yeah, T62A and Batchat still sitting there, really deadly vehicles, and I'm at just over half health, so I really don't want to deal with this too much. I was getting an outline there actually in the game. I realized that in the replay it doesn't show very well, but still, I was getting an outline there. This time, will I get outline? Come on, game please. Nope, still no outline. Whatever, I tried to hit his hull there, but I did not get the hull shot. And as I said, my shots are going from just like mediocre to just worse and worse, and I'm starting to realize that I am not doing anything on this fucking flank. I haven't done anything on those guys. I haven't actually damaged them. So at that moment in the game you need to start thinking about, okay, what am I doing? Why am I not getting my shots? And even if the reason is just because you've been away for a long time, like that sounds like a silly excuse, but it doesn't make a difference. As long as you're not getting shots, you should just leave. Like, I missed up a bunch of opportunities to do some damage there, and I fucked up. So I realized I fucked up, and I decided to go to this other flank, help my other players, because we have 3 heavy tanks in this position. If you're watching the map, I'll show you a bit bigger. Here we go. This is our map right now. 3 heavy tanks on my team and a bunch of enemy tanks around surrounding those guys. If I don't go there and help them as quickly as possible, we're just not gonna have any chance of winning this game anymore. So I really want to get there, help those guys, and just not care about the flank that I failed on so badly. As I said, there's no real excuse that I can make for messing up, but what I can do is go somewhere where I won't mess up. And this, for example, this is a T10 with a pretty damn dangerous gun, tier 9 vehicle. Doing damage to that guy is also going to be really effective for my team, so just in general, like, go wherever you're going to be effective. That was a pretty interesting shot. Go wherever you can be effective. You need to be doing something. If you're not actively doing something to help your team win the game, you should just go do something else. That is as simple as it is. And that separates good from, like, not very good players. Like, even though I missed some shots, even though I misplayed that scenario in a sense, I still made sure to realize that and to start making up for my mistake by going here and actually doing something about these guys. And these are just free shots into pretty powerful other vehicles that could contribute to us losing the game. As long as I take these out, I'm doing something for my team. So that's what you need to understand as a general World of Tanks player, as a general rule for this game. If you're not doing anything that contributes to your team winning, you should just do something else. It's as simple as that. And now we're 8 against 10, but I think we actually kind of have this game at this point. So I'm gonna go aggressive, gonna look for the kill on the T30 here. I already fixed up the T10 and now the T30. T30 is a very dangerous vehicle. T30 has a 750 damage gun. Leaving that guy on 20 health can cost one of us a 750 hit point shot. That is definitely necessary to take that thing out. And look at that, it's an Object 704. I did not expect him to be here, but I shoot back at him, which is not the greatest of plays, but I realized that. Again, I realized my mistake. Because this guy's low, I need to finish him off. I do so, Object 704 is still reloading, and I can retreat. So I went in, I did in the end get a kill. I traded a lot of health for it, and that was arguably not worth it. But getting kills when you're behind on players, getting like the low health targets, killing those, it literally just takes out an extra gun on the enemy team that you don't have to worry about anymore. And it's really important to properly select your targets in those scenarios. And like when the Object 704 shot me, I could have just ran away because I was at low health now. But at the same time I realized I have enough time to pull off another shot, so I'll do that and I'll make sure it counts, and I made it count. And that's really what matters here. This time, however, I think my team will have the low, and I need to focus on getting around the 704 rather, which is, I mean, the low is on low health and has absolutely no chance of doing anything this game, so Object 704 here was the better target in my opinion. But in general, rule of thumb, always finish off the target that is, as long as it's worth finishing off, I should say. So yeah, that's basically the end story of this game. Like, if you're not doing anything effective and you're realizing that, just go do something else. It's that simple. Like, I could have just sat there on the flank that I was on and just be useless the entire game, but I could have also just done this, and this was so much more effective. So now the Batchat's gonna sit behind the building. He's gonna get this spotted and then run for his life. He's actually started running just before he got despotted, so we're starting to get an idea of where he went. I'll quickly fast forward through this, but yeah. Hope you guys learned something from that, maybe. I don't know, I realized a lot, like, this game I did not play very well necessarily. I just made sure that I made up my mind about what would be the best play to make when I realized I wasn't doing enough for my team, and that's something that a lot of players can really learn from, and I hope that really helps you out as well. So there's the bat chat. I'm gonna aim this shot. He cannot kill me with his next shot, so I can easily aim it and make sure I don't miss and look like an idiot. And I do get it, so that's the game. So now I'll quickly show you the templates. I won't talk about them because whenever I record that part, for some reason my microphone dies, so I just skip that right now. So yeah, let's get to the final conclusion on the AMX 30B. As you've seen from the video, as you've seen from the way I talk about it, if you've heard from the way I talk about it, I really like this vehicle. I think it looks awesome. I think it has the perfect mix of having like a good profile to work with, a good low profile, you know, accurate gun, good mobility, and some concealment. This vehicle is great for what I want it to do, which is be that support medium that I like to play with the AMX Croissant as well. This vehicle just does that. It's really fun to play, in my opinion. It's a pretty decent tier 10 medium. It's nothing special. It's kind of in the middle of the pack, but if you look at this vehicle and you think, hey, that looks like a fun vehicle, then yeah, I can recommend it, to be honest. So yeah, that's it on the AMX 30B review, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something from it. It's good to be back, and yeah, I hope to see you guys on the next videos as well.